Once again, my beautiful people, this is your boy Stefan, your Afro-Grenadian ambassador. I welcome you all back to my channel. Subscribers, viewers, channel members, thank you very much. Don't forget to watch all the ads that are placed on my videos. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. Subscribe, like, share, comment. I appreciate it very much. Well, guys, in this video today, we have Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister Dr. Rowley has rejected U.S. visa threat and chose to stand with the people of Cuba. Now, guys, this is welcoming news because with all the negative stuff that is surrounding Dr. Rowley, you know, we have to give Jack a jacket. And I compliment the Prime Minister for standing firm with the relations when it comes to Cuba. Well, let's take a quick read of this article, and then we will come back and talk all about it. Okay, so this article is the Trinidad News Express. It says, Prime Minister Dr. Rowley has vowed to protect Trinidad and Tobago's sovereignty, even if it means never returning to the United States. Now, this is significant, guys. The Prime Minister addressed concerns regarding the United States government's stance on Cuban labor, particularly the interpretation of Cuba's medical program as human trafficking. Rowley recalled that during the COVID-19 pandemic, the country faced challenges obtaining vaccines. He then touched on the US-Cuba issue. Remember, quote, what happened during COVID when vaccines were required and we couldn't buy one even though we had the money. And even where we paid the money, those we paid put us at the back line. Now, this is very significant, guys. Very significant because it only goes to show the United States is not our friend. They are not our friend. And when I talk about the United States, I'm talking about the leadership. They have never cared for black people in the Caribbean and especially black people on the continent of Africa as well. They have never cared about us. He went on to say, right now, they are telling us something else. We rely a lot of our healthcare delivery on certain specialists who, over the decades, we have obtained from India, from the Philippines, sometimes from Africa, and mainly from Cuba. Out of the blue, we are now being called human traffickers because we hire technical people whom we pay top dollar, equal to local rates, but we are now being accused of taking part in a program where people are being exploited. Can you imagine this? He continued that somebody's interpretation, and of course, there are local people here encouraging them to take away our visas. I just came back from California, and if I never go back there again in my life, I will ensure that the sovereignty of Trinidad and Tobago is known to its people and respected by all, he said to applause. So guys, look, I commend the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago for taking a firm stance in rejecting, you know, the US visa sanctions or threat that the United States are planning to impose on Caribbean leaders, and standing firm, choosing to stand firm with the people of Cuba. I have said this over and time again, that it will be a suicide if we abandon our relationship with Cuba. It's like committing suicide. It's like shooting ourselves in the own foot, because Cuba have always been the backbone. Cuba is the vertebrae of the Caribbean when it comes to our healthcare system. They are the backbone of our healthcare system here in the Caribbean. Without Cubans, our healthcare system will collapse, it will suffer. And it is quite ridiculous. Why now the United States have labeled the Cuba program, medical program, as human trafficking? You know, this is a program that have been happening for a very long time. You know, but I am pleased to see that the leaders of the Caribbean, one by one, I heard that St. Vincent as well, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent have taken a firm stand. I am learning. So one by one, our Caribbean leaders are standing firm and they will not be bullied by the United States. Yes, people might say, well, there's nothing we can do. I see in the comment section, but there's nothing we can do. The United States is a giant. We just have to lie down and take what they throw in at us. And I beg to differ. There is something we can do. There is something we can do. Do not underestimate yourselves because of your size. Do not. Because there was a story with David and the Goliath. You remember that? And it's actually something that happened. It's not a story. It's not a fairy tale. It's something that really happened. You know, Goliath, the man that of the Philistines, who everybody feared. And there was this little guy called David, you know, that the Almighty used to cut down only with a what? A sling and a pebble. A sling rod and a stone. And Goliath was defeated. So do not underestimate your size. And especially in a time like this, you know, we can make an impact when we unite together. The ant, can you consider the ant, right? The ant is like the tiniest insect in the world. But when they unite together, they make an impact. They make an impact. You know, when they unite together, they can carry a body mass, you know, a body mass 3 times their weight when they unite together. And so guys, you know, yes, we might be little in the Caribbean, but when we unite, we can make an impact. We can get the respect that we deserve. And I am pleased to see that the Caribbean leaders are coming together. I believe that the eyes of our Caribbean leaders are opening that, you know what, it is time we look somewhere else. You know, it is time we forge friendship somewhere else. And of course, many of our Caribbean leaders are beginning to understand it is time we go back to our roots. It is time we do business with Mama Africa. It is time we collaborate with the continent of Africa, because I believe our future as Caribbean people lies with Mama Africa when we work together. So guys, thank you for watching. God bless you. Until next time.